to Nobody Asked for This podcast with Cali, and Saulyna. What have you been up to this week? What went on over the weekend?
Honestly, for me, I've been super into this whole Valentine's Day lovey-dovey thing right now. I know before I used to bring up, oh, fuck Valentine's Day. I started reflecting because you and I, we're going to overthink something if we think it. In my overthinking of this, I was like, why did I hate Valentine's Day? Why did I hate a day that someone picked to freaking just celebrate love in general? And I came up with two conclusions to that for myself personally. For the first one, which I even think you were a part of this because did you not have an anti-Valentine's Day party one year or something like that?
Oh, I've had it like 5 years in a row. I'm super against Valentine's Day.
So that's why I'm bringing that up. I remember us going crazy for these anti-Valentine's Day parties. And it was just like, okay, there's a day to fuck love. We're the only people we don't have dinner reservations. We're going to eat at home. We're going to party together. And I was just reflecting on that because I was like, we called it anti-Valentine's Day, but legit, it was just us looking for an excuse to be in a room and hang out with the people we loved anyway, which is what Valentine's Day is. We were calling it Valentine's Day, but we were legit celebrating the holiday. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Do you see what I'm saying?
You're still hanging out with people you love, so why not give it a label?
Yeah, and it may not be a sexual relationship or the boyfriend-girlfriend thing, but we still found a reason to work on relationships and be around the people that we wanted to be around and love.
Okay, you're not wrong.
Which is why I think they're transitioning to more Galentine's Day thing now, because I think there are people who were overthinking it like me too. And it's whatever, we'll just have Valentine's Day with our girls now. And it doesn't have to be opposing Valentine's Day. It can just be, we're just going to celebrate it with you guys. Or because we even had some guys at the anti-Valentine's Day stuff too. It was just an excuse to hang out. It was just,
for me, all of my anti-Valentine's Day parties were just all the single people. And we got absolutely hammered, blacked the fuck out, dude. I remember I got what's it called? What's those things? An ice luge?
I don't know.
Like the thing that you put your mouth up to and it's an ice sculpture and then you pour alcohol down it.
Yeah.
Is that an ice luge? Why does that sound
I don't know what it's like. I don't know the actual name for it because luge is just creeping me out with that word because I don't know. But I know exactly what you mean. Just think about how unsanitary that is now.
But it was so fun. Are you kidding?
I want to do it right now.
So what I have is my friend got it for me for my 21st birthday, and it's just now it's making me mad because I don't know what it's actually called. Is it an ice luge?
I don't know. We'll figure it out though.
Okay, so she got it for me, and it's basically just a mold. You fill it up with water, and you put it in your freezer overnight, and then you're good to go.
We're going to redo it, and we're just going to celebrate our love for each other, I guess.
For this podcast.
Okay, so because you said single, this kind of gets me into my second reason, because you were like, oh, it's a time for all the single people to get together, and they hated Valentine's Day. Obviously, it's a misconception. All single people fucking hate Valentine's Day. Mm-hmm. But I found myself even hating it in relationships that I had. So I would straight up tell them when Valentine's Day was coming around and we started doing carnations and stuff like that, I'm like, Valentine's Day's stupid. You should celebrate me every single day. You should blah, blah, blah. Valentine's Day is dumb. We don't have to celebrate it.
Yeah.
So then, okay, Saulyna, why wouldn't you want to just feel special for that day? And 1,000%, this is my final conclusion, is that I was giving these men, boys, whatever, an excuse not to do anything for me for that day. So it was
because you didn't want to ask for it.
Yeah. But the thing is, it's a lot of times I feel you don't ask for something, you don't get it. Mm-hmm. And if they say February 14th comes and I'm not getting a flower, a dinner reservation, a freaking, I don't know, stuffed bear, it doesn't matter because I told them that I didn't want to celebrate Valentine's Day. So it's not their fault they didn't treat me to anything. I have control of the situation because I told them not to get me anything. Mm-hmm. So I can't be mad when they do nothing for me. and that's what freaking I wanted control of the situation. I gave them an excuse not to treat me how I deserve to be treated. And at the end of the day, I know they should have looked at it as, I know she said she doesn't want it, but yes. I still want her to feel good. But no, that doesn't happen. That happens in freaking movies.
Yep. In Hallmark movies.
Yeah. But I do have a question. So I'm sparring a little bit because, I started making excuses for people doing me dirty early, which, yeah, you. Because I want to get into you a little bit because I know a lot of people could be saying, "Oh, Saulyna's in a relationship. Of course she loves Valentine's Day." And I just want to point out I've been in this relationship for going on 4 years now, and this is the first year I'm freaking embracing Valentine's Day. So shh.
Shut
But
up.
wait, I still want to get into you.
Okay.
I'm just going to break it down a little bit. So, it's been about over a year since you've been in a romantic relationship. It's been almost
Are
a year.
these facts or
These
are you
are
asking me
facts.
questions?
These are facts. Okay, so this is straight facts. Callie May Facts 101 right here. It's been over a year since Callie's been in a romantic relationship. We're coming up on a year of Callie's celibacy. So first, congratulations to that. So proud of you for that because that's so freaking crazy.
Hold
and
up,
amazing.
girlfriend. It's already been a year of celibacy.
Okay, then cheers to that then.
Yes.
Shout out to that.
Yes.
And then I guess I would say, I'm not even going to say this is in fact number 3. You cut off some long-term relationships this year as well. Not this year.
Yeah.
It would have been 2023. So I guess where you're at right now is I don't want to say you're lonely because I don't mean lonely in a bad way, but your only relationship you've been in this last year has been with yourself. So please explain how you're going through any of that in a world that's powered by freaking sex and intimacy and relationships.
Okay, so let's start with just the celibacy thing. Okay. I started that in November of 2022, and I am still celibate. Basically, let me break this down because celibacy, honestly, it means what you want it to mean. Okay. For me, for the first year that I was celibate, if you talked to a person that was fully celibate, they would not consider me celibate. I was still doing things, but I was just not doing everything. And we'll leave it at that. September 2023 to right now, so just a few months, I have been completely celibate, full blown. I'm not kissing, not touching, absolutely nothing. And that's what my mission is for this year of my actual celibacy, is to flat out do absolutely nothing. So that is my goal for this year's round. But last year's round was my terms of celibacy, what I knew I could actually conquer and what I would be happy with not doing and with still doing.
Did you have to learn that from something, or did you? Because to me, when I think of celibacy, I think of what you're trying to achieve right now. I'm like, you can't do anything. You're a nun all over again kind of thing. So when you came to terms with it being the way you want it to be, because I know people who even look at alcoholism and things that way, they can tackle things as long as they personalize it to them. Was it always like that, or did you try to stop? What would it be like?
Cold turkey.
Yeah, I was about to say cold candy.
What candy is cold and what candy is warm?
I have no idea. I told you I'm into Valentine's Day right now.
That's so funny. But no, I think really, I actually was Googling and TikTok searching what celibacy was, and a lot of it was nothing. I know I cannot do that right now, so what terms do I want to set for myself to I want to keep doing and I want to set aside? Because I don't want to be a whore, but I need a hug every once in a while, kind of.
Yeah, as people, we need something.
Yeah, I needed some
it's just
kind
human
of
nature.
support. Yes, exactly. That's basically why and how I set stuff up for me. And also, if I ever came into the situation where I was liking someone and bringing it up, that's a whole other conversation, girl. It was insane how guys thought it was a challenge.
Those men.
Yeah.
Worst ones.
You remember in middle school and high school, the guys that were like, I can't get a hug?
Ugh. Yes, I hate a can I get a hug kind of dude.
Yeah, that's literally what celibacy is.
What are the? But is it the same way? Is it like, I can't get a blowjob? We watched 2 hours of this movie and I don't even get a handy.
Yeah, they literally are. Oh, then why are you here?
Like,
What are
bro,
you doing?
I owe you this.
Yeah, what
Do you
is
think
your existence?
you've received payment for spending time with me?
Yeah. But they also viewed it as a challenge. I'd go back to their house and they would try to fuck me. I literally just told you we're not doing anything. And they were like, oh, I'll be able to change your mind. No, that's not how this works, actually. My mind is actually made up and you're not going to change it.
Okay, let me play the victim really quick though. Let me put myself in a man's mind, which is disgusting and disturbing. But honestly, even you saying this, saying you're not touching anyone or don't want to do anything, men love a challenge, and that just makes it so much sexier to them because it's wow, she's powerful. She's not out here. I need her even more.
I understood where he was coming from as well. But once it got to the point where after you already said no, that's whenever it's just, okay, I'm just gonna leave because you're just being rude now. You're not considering my boundaries. If I say no, fucking stop.
I was about to say, didn't you know that no doesn't mean no to men?
Yeah. I have new terms for myself for celibacy this year. And I'm very excited for this term of celibacy because it's true celibacy. I'm gonna throw myself a party and I'm having a snickerdoodle cookie with a candle in it.
With a candle in it.
But yeah,
and
so
you said cold candy was. Oh, huh. You're right. Okay.
What were you thinking of?
I was thinking of legit a snickerdoodle and then you putting an actual candle in it. The snickerdoodle was the candle holder, but now I get it was like my birthday cannoli. It had the freaking candle on top of it. But no one says people say I'm gonna put a candle on top. People don't say I'm putting a candle in it.
But it's going in it.
I do have, but nothing's going in you. Anyway, I do have one more question in regards to. Okay, hold on. Refocus. I do have one more question in regards to celibacy. When it's cold turkey celibacy, aka 2024 celibacy for Cali, is self-pleasure included in this?
Oh, hell no.
No? Okay, so that's where I think that I could maybe consider it. I mean, my partner obviously would never let that freaking happen right now, but if I needed to do, that's where I feel I could invite it into my life because I feel that would make it so much more intimate with myself. This is the only way I can get this feeling is if I give it to myself. So I'm going to do everything I freaking can to make sure it happens.
I think for me too, just because the self-pleasure route hasn't always been my biggest fan, I think that is another mission of my celibacy for this year because this can definitely be, you can play the victim card on this. I don't understand why I should expect a guy to please me if I can't please myself.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so opposite of what we were conditioned into thinking.
Yeah, I didn't even
when
know.
Has sex been for the girl?
Exactly. I didn't even know girls could come until I was like 22. I literally had no idea. We never once said that in sex ed.
That's because in sex ed, we were mostly just learning how to prevent having children. And if I'm the only one coming, then we can't have a baby. It was just so focused around the guy because that's what needed to happen in order to have the child.
That's what makes the baby, yeah.
Honestly, everything is focused around men. So I don't even know why I'm trying to argue the point that exists. Okay, so now let's move on to long-term relationships that have been cut off, long-term friendships that have been cut off. So I guess I don't know really the dates on here, but we have been going through the same situation. We've been leaning on each other the past year, maybe, to try and fix some relationships, friendship relationships in our lives. And for you, I don't know how, but it was so freaking easy. You just cut that bitch off. Like like it was nothing. It was nothing. And then for me, it's what, a year later, and I'm still like, can you help me figure out why she's saying this to me and why she's doing this to me? And you're like, do you mean the same thing she's been doing and saying to you for the last 10 years?
Yeah.
And and I'm still working on that. And I'm still working on that. And like I said earlier, I was overthinking it. So of course I'm trying to think again. And I guess I wrapped it all up into my abandonment issues. Okay, so hear me out. I have strong feelings towards abandonment. Okay, if you ask my therapist, she'll freaking say it's rooted in the whole adoption thing and my real parents not being with me, whatever. But I'm bringing it to right now to where I think I went through a phase where, not even a phase, I still say I do this. I went through a phase where I was ending everything first. So it's, as soon as I notice someone's energy towards me changing, or they're not sending the same emojis, like relationship wise, friendship wise, even like business relationships, I've ended because I just felt like something was off. Go ahead.
I feel like that's also where you having power over the situation comes into play.
Yes. Which
Because
is
you like to
what's
have
been
control.
happening for the last every situation I have problems with it's my situation with needing to have power and control, which I will not deny, and which isn't bad in every retrospect, but sometimes you just gotta know when to back up. And I didn't. I'm cutting you off before you can cut me off. I'm not going to be the girl you break up with. I don't get broken up with. I'm not going to get stuck in this relationship kind of thing. So I think I'm so stuck on this friendship because I finally found someone I didn't want to leave, and that was never leaving me. Okay, this doesn't happen to me often. So I got to do what I can to freaking make it work, because this is the longest relationship I've had.
You want me to tell you what I think?
Yes. I do, because you did it.
I think you are used to being chased after, and the fact that she somewhat did let you go and you're the one chasing her back is what's hard on you.
Okay, I could see that, because honestly, I didn't realize she ever left me until you said that. It's definitely me putting in all the work into this friendship, which, now that I'm reflecting, is exactly what you were saying about you and your friendship before. It got to the point where you were the only one saying, let's do this. You were the only one saying, hey, are you still coming? It's 5 minutes after you were supposed to be here. And then she's ghosting, or she's texting back the next day, my phone was dead. But that's what's happening to me now.
I truly believe that's what it is, because you're just so used to someone wanting you. And I'm not saying she doesn't want you, because she obviously wants to be your friend, but her value of a friendship is different than the value of your friendship. And the fact that you're not receiving the value that you want to receive, you're putting it in double times because she's not giving you the single side of it.
Okay, so so you're saying I need to back up? See, that's where it gets hard, because I know if I back up, the relationship's dead. If I don't contribute, there's gonna be nothing there.
So
which
why
I guess
do you want
is
it?
my revelation, huh? That's my revelation right there, is why would I want to be in a relationship where I'm the only one in it? Huh.
You just solved your own problem.
I just answered my own question. It only took, what, 14 years?
I don't know. I guess just to bounce off of your story, yeah, I went through a rough one with my absolute best friend. And I still, to this day, absolutely love her, wish her the best. I would still hang out with her. I still consider her someone that I could text, but just because of the new responsibilities that she has taken on, she has grown in different ways that I can't grow in, and I have grown in different ways that she can't grow in. So the whole reason why I really needed to let go of her was because we were on different paths. Now that I have had a whole year to reflect on this, I think how I just said, how I was outgrowing her basically, I actually don't think I was. I was outgrowing the person I was in our friendship. And that's
So
why I basically had to let go of that version of me. And that's why I couldn't be her friend anymore.
be her
It
friend.
wasn't because
Okay.
it wasn't because I outgrew her, or I was better than her. She didn't understand where I was coming from. That's not what it was at all. I truly believe it was because the type of friend I needed to be for her and for us, I could not be anymore. It was hurting me to stay that person, and I needed to outgrow myself. And with that came a loss of a friendship.
It just sucks sometimes so bad though, because the thing about past friendships and past relationships, I guess, would be that they're always there. It's like you'll be eating a certain food or smell a certain something, and it just reminds you of that person, and then it just makes me want to be like, oh, I wish they were here in this moment. So how are you dealing with things that are like were you guys' things, and now you can't have a you guys anymore?
I think really that just look back on your past relationships, like your exes. It's the same thing. You're always going to have that back memory. But once you make a new memory, I'm not saying I forgot all those times, but they do slowly fade away.
I always like to say I don't have any exes.
I don't know. I would never. Okay. I hate saying never too because I probably have said it.
Because you probably have. I know, me too.
Okay, so I recognize that I do have exes and I recognize that I have a past. I hate bringing them up and I hate talking about them, both subjects. I do understand that I am a different person now, and I look back on it as a reflection type of way. However, actually talking about my past and my exes just makes me reflect on the type of person that I was at those points.
Yeah.
How why I thought it was okay, how I accepted that treatment, how once I did accept that treatment and I was dealing with that treatment for so long, why was I thriving in it? Why was I enjoying all of these negative substances in my life, including even people? Why was I okay with the person that I was then? But also, it makes you that's why I'm so happy to be this person that I am now. Because in 4 years, I'm probably gonna be doing the same thing. She thought she was good then.
Yes.
It's even crazier because I'm I am healing right now. And I'm aware of that. And I'm so proud of it.
I'm proud
And
of you
looking
too.
at my past, that was a fucked up bitch that needed help. And I am her help now. That's why I am the person I am now.
Yeah, you're like who you needed then.
Yes, yeah. And now it's okay. 4 year Callie, 4 years from now, Callie, she's gonna be like, wow, you did heal, but now look at you now. You are an unstoppable,
But just
empowering female.
think of how blessed we are to be able to say that. When we're reflecting on our lives, all we know is that we're getting better and better and better. And we never, and it's, I know there are so many people, even in our personal lives, who are just like, I wish I could go back to this moment. I wish I could be in high school again. I was thriving here and thriving then. We've done nothing but get better to where I don't want to say we don't have good memories that we're like, oh, I wish I could share this moment with this person one more time, but we recognize that we can't, and we're like, okay, let's recreate it later in life. Let's just keep getting better and keep getting better. And I don't think you and I personally sit down and just embrace that sometimes.
Okay, wait, I want to go off that. So what you just said,
Yeah.
how I want to go back and recreate this moment. It's so funny that you brought that up because I would love to create new memories with some of those people because the memories that I do have with some of those very important people in my life are actually very negative experiences for me. And I don't know if it was a negative experience for them. But
Yeah.
because I enjoy them and I'm still their friend, I want to create new experiences that I'm actually thriving in. It's so hard to explain because obviously when we were in that situation, I was thriving in it. I thought I was
Yeah.
thriving, but I wasn't.
But
And now that
do
I'm
you
this
think you could do that?
I'm talking about for the people that I'm friends with still. Yes. I'm not
Yeah.
talking about calling my ex up and being like, let's go have dinner.
Oh, absolutely not.
No, I'm just talking about the
No, no,
people
no,
that
no,
I'm
no.
friends with still, that how we were crazy in college, how I want to create new memories with them now that are us just reading a book
That are
and drinking at a
who
coffee
you
shop.
are right now. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But because of who you were then and who you are now, do they still have that perspective of who you were then? Obviously, they can see that you're changing in certain ways on the outside and even the way that you're portraying things. But do you think that they would be accepting to who you are now? They'd be getting a new friend all over again with the same name.
I think I actually have ran into that problem, and it definitely is a problem with most of my friends, actually, because since
Yeah.
I did go to a party college and now I don't really drink and I don't do drugs, I go to bed by 7 p.m.
Or
It's
sell
just like,
drugs.
yeah, it's just, what are you doing then? Who are you? I don't know you. And I really hate those questions because instead of saying, well, who are you? Why don't you just try to get to know me again?
Yeah. Say hello. Say, like, what
Yeah.
do you want to do? Let's just figure it out.
Yeah. Stop trying to make me that person that I was and embrace who I am now.
That's so hard for us to do as young adults, though, I feel,
It
because
is.
we're at the point where it's like everyone is in so many different phases. And
Mhm.
honestly, we had it hard. We went through a pandemic or the beginning of our college years, and it was
Our
like,
early 20s.
yeah, and life started out with them telling us this is how it's supposed to go. So we built plans for that. And then life completely changed in 3 years. So now we have to relearn everything we were taught while it's happening. At least the people
Yeah.
in college now or high school now, they have a heads up this is happening so they can make their plan to fit this. But we had a plan that we just have to throw into the garbage because the world and life and people no longer fit into that plan. So that's where it's hard because we're in so many. I have friends getting blacked out drunk still. I have friends having 5 kids still. I have people who have their life completely figured out. I'm calling them
Mhm.
doctor, and then people who literally are doing nothing. How do we even go about building friendships when nobody knows what the fuck they're doing?
I think it's important to say you can have friends of all different styles. And what I mean by styles is exactly what you just said. Some having kids, some still in school, some didn't go to school, some are doctors. I have came to the part where my friends that have children, they attack me in the sense of, "Well, you have all this free time, you travel all the time, you don't have this responsibility." And then my friends that are still in school, they attack me with, why didn't you continue your education? You don't even use your degree. Like all of these, I can give examples for all the styles we just named. But it's, how do you actually have something in common with these people? Because obviously you did at first whenever you were all on the same
All
paths.
the same exact everything, yeah.
Yeah, but now that we've all chosen our own path, how do we still find a niche of our friendship?
And I get that 1,000% because it's like on one end, everyone's competing with each other in different ways. So it's
Yeah.
whether you're competing with me in a good way, as in you think my life's better because I am traveling more, I do have more opportunities, you think I have more money because I don't have children, kind of thing, or where it's they're trying to compare in the bad ways. Then it's just they either want me to think their life is so much worse than mine, or they want me to think their life is so much better than mine. And I just don't get. We have two completely different lives. Stop trying to compare my time to your time just because your time is taken up by, I don't know what, changing diapers or even taking care of patients doesn't mean the hours of my day aren't spent valuable as well just because they're spent differently than yours. That's why I wish
It's
people would
always,
stop comparing every
yeah,
single life.
everything, everything in this world is a comparison. And it's even sad when it's your friends and your family.
Yeah.
Why can't we accept what each other are doing and hype each other up for it? Which I know I'm at fault for this too, because I do have friends that are obviously on different paths, and we have lost that sparkle that was keeping us together. So do I want to gain that back, or am I okay that I don't have that sparkle anymore?
But is it at that point, because I know you and I are both on valuing the relationships and the friendships we have in our life right now. It's if we're not gaining something from it, then why are you here? What are you serving a purpose for in my life? Because I'm here to get better and I need you to be able to contribute to that. Whereas you're saying you lost the sparkle in that friendship, it's okay, do you try to gain it back, or is it a lost relationship, lost friendship because that sparkle's not there anymore? What's the point of a relationship without any sparkle?
Mm-hmm. I know for me, for the cases that I've seen my sparkle dimming in, at least, is I did not want to contribute to the sparkle or to get a sparkle again because I was the sparkle in the friendship.
When you shut out, it's okay, the relationship's dead.
Yeah, so that's how I viewed it. If I'm not reaching out to you, there is no friendship. So therefore, that sparkle that I was feeling was my heart, and you don't deserve it anymore.
Say that one more time for the people in the back.
I don't even know what I just said, but I think it was good.
So clearly, summarizing this episode, I need to throw my heart away for some people, add some sparkle in some relationships, and dim my sparkle in others. And I think this was very productive. I came up with some solutions. You helped me figure some of my shit out. You helped with a lot. And this is why I freaking am so happy every time you answer my FaceTime call.
I'm gonna get emotional.
Oh my God. But anyway, thank you guys for listening. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much for listening to Nobody Asked for this podcast. We know no one asked you to listen to this, so thanks for tuning in, and you can catch us on Thursdays.
And follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. And we'll put our personals in the show notes for this first episode so you guys can get to know us outside of NAFs. But we love you guys, and we thank you guys.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy V-Day. See ya.
Don't fuck anyone. Stay celibate, my queens.
I can't. Bye.